There we go. I'm gonna move this one over here. All right, hey, can anybody hear me over there? No, those meters are not moving. Cool. Let's do that. All right, hey, can anybody outside of Twin hear me? Awesome. Okay. What am I doing today? This is world history, right? That's what we're doing this morning? Gee, yikes. Let's do this. Move this over. Let's do this and go back here. All right, so I'm going to go through and just do attendance really quick. I realize that there's only a few people here, but I've got to do it anyway. And then, right, if you're here today, you won't come on Friday. And if you're here Friday, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let me just go through. So is Brandon here? Thomas is not. Alexis? Jocelyn? Okay. Kennedy? Yeah. Colton? Jeff? Cool. Fletcher's here. Kyle? Okay. Riley? Anna is on Zoom this morning. Hayden? Hannah? Jacob? Dwayne? Jade? Cool. Jordan? Isabel? Abigail? Daniel? Karen? Rebecca? Okay. Adriana? Elliot? Wyatt? And Kyle. That's two Kyles. Okay. All right. So let's go just a couple of things before we get started. Let me get this out. First, for those of you who didn't make it or who have signed up since, the syllabus is on Canvas and you can get it there. And so anything that you may need, you can get from that. I'll just briefly, if you need to contact me, reach out and contact me via email, phone. You can stop by my office, whatever works for you, okay? And like I said, the biggest thing, and I've told several people who have emailed me since Monday who weren't able to attend, look, this should not be a class that you have to stress about, okay? Yeah, we've got 4 exams, you've got assignments every week, things like that, but I'm more than happy to make sure that you feel comfortable enough to stay. If something goes on in your life I hope that you feel comfortable enough to come and be like, hey, look, I got something going on, and you don't need to tell me what it is. Just comfortable enough to say, I need to extend an assignment or a due date or an exam or whatever. Okay. Please feel free to do that. I just want to make sure that we're working in the right direction. Okay. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions about the reading, or, oh, let's get into, well, any questions first? Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, outreach centers, I generally have an issue catching you guys. So, I mean, you can raise your hand, but it's just best to be like, hey, Justin, I got something. Okay. So here's what we're doing. For those of you who weren't here on Monday, we've split the class up so that basically every week you're only required to be here twice. So those of you who were here on Monday know this, but anybody who wasn't, today I will be doing a lecture and discussion. We'll talk about some of the things in the reading and some of the things that if you haven't done the reading that I want you to look at when you're doing the reading. On Friday, it will be the exact same thing. Next week, I'll do the exact same thing on Monday. Not the exact same thing, sorry. I will lecture on chapter 2 on Monday and on Wednesday. And then Friday, we'll come back and we'll do a primary source analysis. We'll talk about a few things, themes and concepts that you should have been looking at that week and answer any questions, okay? If you want to attend that meeting on Zoom, that would be great. If you don't, come to class. I will be here, so it won't be that big of a deal, okay? It's up to you. I would like you to show up, but I'm not requiring that you come on that Friday. If you're like, hey, I can come in and I can do all of this stuff, and the primary source that we're going to look at is in the reading, and if you think that you've got it, that's totally fine. That's up to you, okay? So that's kind of the idea. Let's get Anna up here. Anna, and now Kyle. Anna, if you have any questions, if you want to just put them in the chat, or you could potentially talk to me too, because I think I'll be able to hear you. We'll go that route, okay? Okay. So let's do it. Let's do this. Okay, so what is history? Why are you all here, and what is the purpose for studying history? So who can give me an idea of what history is? Fletcher. The study of the past, okay? Here's my thing. I'm gonna get started here, and we'll go through some themes and concepts of this first chapter, but I think that this is an important place to start, right? It is the study of the past. It's this idea of that we need to understand our past to understand who we are today, right? And that is true. However, what I hear a lot of times is that history is always changing. My mother's a fourth grade teacher. She hates history, which is unfortunate because I know history is fascinating. But she hates history. And one of the reasons that she hates it is because she's always telling me that it's changing. And it's not necessarily that it's always changing, okay? I also have a lot of students who come in and tell me, no, you don't understand, these are facts and they can't change, okay? Although we do have a lot of facts, things do change in history. Currently, we're watching the scientific method take place in real time with the coronavirus, right? We're watching things going on in real time, which makes it difficult for a lot of us who are like, I'm getting new information, 2 or 3 times a month, right? I don't know if anybody saw this, but Yesterday, the CDC came out and said that 6 feet of distance is not far enough. That really it should be closer to 26 feet because of particles, things like that are floating in the air. And so it needs to be farther than 6 feet. Well, a few months ago, right, it was, we need to be washing our hands. And now they're saying, well, coronavirus doesn't really get transmitted through hard surfaces like we thought. And that's not that people don't know what they're doing. It's really about that the scientific method is taking place as we're watching it happen. And we don't normally get to watch that happen. History is the exact same way. What you learned in high school is probably outdated. Okay? It's not that those facts aren't real, it's that we found other primary sources that have now helped us to understand what that fuller picture looks like. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. But what I want you to understand, especially my history majors, is that history is that it's not black and white. Okay? History is not black and white. It's not one way or the other. There's not a dichotomy. It's not binary. Right? It's not if or, right? That's not the case. It's complex. History is complex. That's the reason that I love it. It changes so much when you bring in different voices. Okay? We'll see some of that today. So what I often ask my history majors and what I'm going to ask the rest of the class to do this semester is to find a way to live in the gray. That's where we need to live. This semester in this class, you will live in the gray. Okay? I'm going to ask you to deal with some concepts that may be difficult for you. And I hope that you can take them internally, look at them, and if it's something that you don't agree with, great, let it go. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not hoping that you can answer a test question by regurgitating what I want you to say, right? That's not what this is about. This is about you learning different things and being able to hold competing ideas at the same time. That is the mark of intelligence, right? The mark of intelligence is being able to hold competing ideas at the same time. I've been saying this a lot recently, and I'll say it here again. I can be a Republican and agree with abortion, or I can be a Democrat and agree with my Second Amendment rights. I can do those things. We can all do those things. It's not binary, okay? And that's going to help us get into today, okay? So as we've watched the coronavirus and the scientific method playing out, we don't often get to see that. History, we don't often get to see that either. And part of the reason that we don't get to see it is that textbooks that you all were using in high school are generally outdated about the time that you get them. This is proven by that this book is brand new that I'm having you all read, and there's already things in it that are incorrect. Okay? Incorrect. They weren't incorrect when I used the book this summer, but new discoveries this summer make this book now out of date. And that's the way that it works. That's as we find new sources, as we find new things, we start to begin to see a bigger picture. And I hope that you all can do that this semester, okay? So where do we begin? Where does history begin? There's this idea of big history. Did anybody have an idea of what big history is? And maybe you haven't done the reading yet. If you are new to class today, the idea is if you're coming today, you probably haven't done the reading. We're going to talk about some themes and concepts. And on Friday, you're not going to come to class and you're going to stay at home and do the reading and look at the themes and concepts that we're going to talk about today, right? Hopefully those who come on Friday will have done the reading and we can talk about some things and have some discussion. However, I would like to have some discussion today if that will work for you. So the idea of big history is that we're not just taking events, dates, times, places, right? We're not doing that. Special people, historical figures. We're looking at history in its entirety. That is big history. So if we're talking about the Big Bang, then we're going back 13.8 billion years ago, and that's where history begins. Okay? clear to the present. So that's the idea of big history, and where do we fit within that? And when we start talking about big history, we are talking that humans have been on this earth for a very minute period of time, right? The last 300,000 years. So if we're talking about that, 13.8 billion years ago, we start to see, we have this explosion that happens, and matter is organized, and our Earth starts to come about at about 4.6 billion years ago, when the sun is created, and we start to get this Earth that is changing. Okay. However, what we're going to focus on are the people, right? And so that starts to happen about 315,000 years ago. So 315,000 years ago, we start to get people. Where are these people coming from? Does anybody know, like, what region of the globe they're coming from? Fletcher. East Africa. Okay. So let's do this really quick. So we're starting to see people coming out of East Africa, right? And that's where everybody comes from. Now, this is fascinating to me because we see that people are coming out of Africa. That's where we're getting Homo sapiens coming out of Africa. We have, I mean, it's all detailed. It's in the reading, but all of the evidence shows that we are one people, right? Right now, we've got riots going on in Wisconsin today, right? Last night, 2 people were killed last night in protests over race, except really race doesn't exist because we're all one human race. We all came out of Africa. That's the way that this worked. And as we migrated out of Africa, then the pigment in our skin changed due to where we ended up, due to the skin, the sun, and our skin color, right? And the vitamin D that we needed in our skin. And that's the way that that works. So it's interesting to see that, I mean, even today we're continuing to fight about this. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But so we're seeing East Africa, right? This is what Fletcher just told us. Oh no, and my there we go. However, when was this done? I don't remember when this was. It's 2017. So we've all been taught that Homo sapiens come out of East Africa 315,000 years ago, right? Except in 2017, we find out that they're starting to find the oldest fossils in Morocco, which is on the west coast of Africa. So we're getting these different groups of people that are coming out of Africa at around roughly the same time. The difference is that they're all individual groups. So yes, they're all Homo sapiens, but they're all in these individualized groups. What would be the significance of individualized groups coming out of Africa? Roughly the same time period. And we're talking about 180,000 years ago. What's the significance of these individualized groups? Evolution? Okay. I think that's a great one. We do have this idea of evolution, right? That's helping these people. What are we starting to see, though, maybe the differences between these groups and evolution? One of the things in the reading, and I hate to, I mean, because you guys probably haven't done the reading yet, but so I hate to ask you what was that?
Race.
Okay, so we start to see race, right? And that's the changing of these different groups that are happening, and as they change, right? Thanks, Kyle. So this is the idea that how these things are happening over time. On top of that, we start to see these different groups are being able to control their environment. And that is a human trait. Being able to control the environment is a human trait that we're going to start to see. That is the beginning of really like humans being able to start to conquer, starting to come together. Okay. Let's go back to So environmental control. If you're keeping notes, I would definitely take a look this week at environmental controls. Things that the environment and the way that humans can control the environment is this transition, okay? From Homo sapiens to humans, if you will. What's fascinating about this, I don't know if anybody saw the study this summer, but we thought, right, that Neanderthals, it's only been a few years that we've known that Neanderthals and Homo sapiens interbred at some point. For a long time, we thought that they died off before, and that's not really the case. We now see that there was probably some inbreeding. And I don't know if anybody read the study this summer. You probably didn't because you're not as crazy as I am. But there are 6 Neanderthal genomes that are wrecking people's lives when it comes to coronavirus. So if you have those 6 genomes, you're more likely to contract the coronavirus, and you're more likely to have long-term effects with those 6 Neanderthal genomes. That's crazy to think that 300,000 years ago, your ancestor mated with a Neanderthal, and here you are, and you're going to contract coronavirus and could potentially die because of that thing, right? These 6 genomes. Fascinating. I think it's fascinating. You probably don't. Okay. Let's look at another one. So this is the oldest fossils, Homo sapiens there. Let's go back here. So what the book, this is one of the parts that we're out of date on. When do we start to see humans migrating to to North America, North and South America? Anybody know? About 15,000 years. Okay, so 15,000 years ago is roughly the time period that we start to see humans here on this continent. That is the earliest fossils, okay? Except this summer, earliest humans stayed at America's oldest hotel in a Mexican cave, and that's from 30,000 years ago. So everything that you've been taught, that they came across the land bridge, across the Bering Strait, is now debunked. That probably happened, but these people would have come 15,000 years earlier, and there was no land bridge then, and so they would have had to come here in boats. You see what I'm saying? So things are changing, are always changing, and it's not necessarily that I, as a historian, am telling you, oh, look at this, I've now interpreted this differently. It's more that we find primary source documentation, and now we're saying, well, shoot, that changes everything that we talked about, because we believed that they were coming across the Bering Strait. Now that can't be the case. That was underwater 30,000 years ago. And so now how did they get here? Right? And maybe they were here earlier than that. We just don't have any of the evidence yet to be able to explain how those people got here. So we're surmising that it's from boats. We have no other idea, right? That's the way that we're having to take it, is this idea of like, okay, here's a hypothesis and let's run with this and see where it works. And in a year from now, there may be a new study that says, hey, we don't have any evidence of boats, but we see that these people came out of Africa 30,000 years ago, and we start following the evidence. Does that make sense? So that's the key. Okay. So let's go. These are both of these are on Canvas if you're interested in reading about them. I want to make sure that we're talking about all of these pieces, but I want to make sure that as you're doing the reading this week that you're following a couple of concepts, okay? So the first big one is that environmental control, okay? If we're talking about other human traits, make sure that you read the section on tools. What's the deal with tools? When it comes to early humans, what's the deal with tools? Why is that so significant? Yeah, in Burley. Perfect. So it is this idea of cognitive abilities, right? Refined cognitive abilities. They're able to then make tools and be able to work tools in a way that Neanderthals were not able to do, right? So we start to see the Clovis people. That's where we actually very first started seeing that there were people here 15,000 years ago, are the Clovis people. I don't know if anybody knows of these, but we have Clovis points at the Herritt Museum. So here on campus, we've got the Herritt Museum, and we actually have Clovis points that were found up in Fairfield. On a guy was disking his field and pulled up a bunch of Clovis points. So we've had people here. In fact, I've got a video that we'll watch here in a minute, but we've had people here since the Pleistocene era. I mean, there's been people here for a long time, okay? But these the Clovis people, and they are making Clovis points, they're making tools, they're using those tools, okay? Make sure that as you're looking at reading this week that you're looking at that section, okay? Family life. Before we start to see people coming together, they're living in these small family bands, okay? So before society or civilization, which is really a mark of the Neolithic age, which we'll get to in just a second, but we're seeing families living together. What is the significance of families living together? Yeah, and Haley.
Early development of societies.
Perfect. So early development of societies. What is, and you guys haven't done the reading yet, but one of the major important pieces of this is that Neanderthals had smaller brains, so their heads were smaller, and they acted more like children. But as we start to transition, brains get bigger, heads get bigger, and wives or mothers are having a hard time giving birth, but they have this cognitive progress, right, that they're seeing. And so all of a sudden there's this nurturing thing that comes about 15,000 years ago. And so now you're taking a baby and you're like, oh, hey, you don't understand what's going on here. And I can see that you don't understand. And so there becomes this time where mothers are raising children right in the beginning. That wasn't really happening before. I mean, it wasn't that it wasn't happening, but it looked more like animals than people. And so family life at 15,000 years ago, we start to see the creation of this family structure. What are the men doing at this time? If women are raising children, what are men doing? Hunting, right? So what is the key factor here, right? Hunting and gathering. Men are hunting, women are gathering, women are also protecting the children. Okay? That doesn't change for a long time, actually. We stay in that. I mean, I would suggest that we're still doing that. Okay. Another human trait is language. Why is language significant? Fletcher. Yeah, exactly. So it's this idea of abstract ideas, which I think is great. We need to talk about that. Make sure that you read the language portion, but it's really talking about what you're saying here in that we start to see abstract ideas and being able to communicate those abstract ideas. Okay. That gets us through the Paleolithic era and into the Neolithic era. So you're going to read somewhat about the Neolithic era at the end of this chapter and then the beginning of chapter 2. But I wanted to give you a couple of ideas to be able to look at this week and next week, things that are generally on an exam, okay? So as we've seen, as you've been taught, the birth of civilization is in Mesopotamia, right? However, that's not always the case. That's not the case, rather. although civilization is growing up in Mesopotamia, and if we're talking about Western civilization, Europeans, then yes, that's where we come from. But if you're looking at things on a global scale, there are things going on in Asia, there are things going on in Africa, and there are things going on in this continent. Now, they're all happening at the same time, and a lot of them are the same, but some of them are delayed. So the United States, in North and South America, things are going on here, but it's taking roughly 4,000 to 5,000 years slower than it is happening in Mesopotamia, which is the reason that we've always focused on Mesopotamia. It's quicker, it's easier for us to bookend. This is why I'm telling you that we don't want to look at things in black and white, because that's how we do it, right? We look at these things in black and white and you're like, oh, well, civilization came out of Mesopotamia. Yeah, I get it. It's easy. It's an easy quip for me to send out there and say, life came out of Mesopotamia, civilization came out of Mesopotamia. That is true. However, civilization is also happening in Asia, in Africa, in North and South America, right? We're getting civilization as well in those areas. So let's talk about what civilization, features of civilization, okay? So the Neolithic era, or the New Stone Age, is happening at 10,200 BCE, right? Between Neolithic, the next age is the Bronze Age, which happens at 3,100 BCE, okay? So that's what we want to talk about is that period, 10,000 to 3,000, roughly. You get the last part of the Stone Age. And if I was looking for an answer on an exam question about the transition between Paleolithic and Neolithic age, we're going to want to talk about the progression of culture, the domestication of crops, and the domestication of animals. Now, what's the significance of the domestication of crops? Let's start there. So domestication of crops. Yeah, scavenging to farming, right? So honestly, that is so important to us here in the Magic Valley, is it not? I mean, this is a big deal. Last year, we had our anthropology teacher, Denier Matthews, talk about farming and our farming techniques. And do you know that we're still using a lot of the same techniques that they were using at this time period? Yeah, right, we've progressed. We're using tractors now. We're using modified seeds, things of that nature, but we're still putting them in the ground the same way that they were. We're still plotting out land. We're putting these seeds down. And so what does that ultimately do? If you are now not a scavenger and you are farming, what does that mean for you and your family that you have now created? Income, okay, Fletcher? It keeps you grounded. So now you have a way to sustain life, right, with an income of some sort. And now you're also staying put. So you become less nomadic, and you don't have to, you're not beholden to environmental issues, right? So Mesopotamia, for instance, let's take that. Mesopotamia flooded every year, okay? Every year it would flood. Every year that flooding would bring in new sediment, and you would be able to farm it. It would be better for you the next year, which is why it's the Fertile Crescent, right? That's why we're getting this stuff. But you're getting a lot of wheat and barley out of Mesopotamia, right? That's not happening in Asia. What is happening in Asia? That's a glacial area. You're getting a lot of the glacial runoff. It's burying part of the land. And so you're starting to get these Japanese islands, or a lot of the Malaysian islands that are out there. And because you've got all of this water, you can't plant wheat and barley. So what are you planting in Asia? Rice. Exactly. Now that's weird, except it's not weird, right? We're still seeing the exact same crops. It's drier here in North and South America. So what are we seeing in this on this continent at this time?
Still nomadic, hunting, gathering.
Okay, hunting and gathering, nomadic, but we're starting to see some farming. It's taking on corn or maize. I don't know if anybody knew this, but maize in the beginning is like 3 to 6 inches. I mean, a big ear of corn is 6 inches long. You're getting corn and you're getting potatoes. Okay. You're seeing a lot of hunting and gathering, and that goes on until about 9,000. Okay. So for about 1,000 years, they're roughly 1,000 years behind at this point. A lot of hunting and gathering and nomadic lifestyle that doesn't really ever change. And I'm going to show you a video here in just a second that explains some of that, especially here in Idaho. But I think that it's important to understand what's going on across the globe. Okay. This understanding of world history and why we're here. Okay. So what's the other one is domesticated animals. Why is domesticated animals so important? There's two reasons. I'll just give you that. There's two reasons.
Food and potential work animal.
Perfect. Perfect. So food, you're raising your own food now. You're not having to go out and hunt for food. You're raising your own food. Now, work animals is a little bit different. We're not riding these animals, but we are doing what with them? If we're using them as work animals, what are we doing with them? Fletcher. Using them to plow. Yeah, and we're not really plowing in the sense that we see plowing today. In fact, a lot of these farms are being taken care of with a hoe, with pitchforks. These are obviously implements that are very crude at the time, but we're using animals to be able to carry things for us. In some sense, we're getting them to prepare fields, okay? Except for in North and South America. Oh, there's one other I should give you before I go on to North and South America. There's one other way that we're doing this, and it comes out of Africa. Does anybody know? Probably not. If you haven't done the reading, they're using animals to protect their property in Africa. So they are training dogs to protect their homes and their land. Now, North and South America, we don't on this continent, we do not, like I was there, they don't domesticate animals for a long time. Okay. So they're still doing the hunting gathering thing. Now they are planting crops, but they are still nomadic. Let's watch a quick video. Can everybody hear that? Yeah.
Corey and Justin Zipperman. I am out in the Bennett Hills this evening doing another video, one that I think is fascinating for just general history, which this will be uploaded to my field trip playlist. However, this is also for my students, and I want all of my students to understand kind of what's going on here as well. So if you look behind me over this shoulder, you can see these petroglyphs that are sitting here in the Bennett Hills. I'm taking most of my information for this from a master's thesis from Portland State alum, just like myself, Carla Hamilton, who did her master's thesis on the petroglyphs in the Bennett Hills, and she identified 63 sites along the Bennett Hills here, north of Shoshone, all the way to Elmore County. I'm up above Gooding in this area, and I think there's a ton of sites throughout the little city of rocks that are here. But these are fascinating, and I realize that I say that a lot couple people commented on the use of fascinating, but I find these legitimately fascinating. These petroglyphs up here in the Bennett Hills, according to archaeologists, have been here. Native peoples have been here since the Pleistocene era to the contact era, and a lot of the petroglyphs that are here denote some sort of spiritual awakening or hunting site. Okay, and I think this one is probably, you look at it, is a bunch of people. I think it's a gathering site. Petroglyphs are generally scratched into the varnished south-facing side of rocks. It was the easiest way to keep them, keep the snow off of them, and keep them also from weathering. And so that's the reason they're here. Also, I was on a flight several years ago back from New York, where I listened to a guy next to me talking about the difference or the petroglyphs that he was going to go see in Utah, which were actually pictographs. And instead of ruining his flirting, I left it and let him talk about petroglyphs when actually he was talking about pictographs. But that's not the case. What is that these are petroglyphs. Pictographs are painting on rock. These are scratched in, and they've dated these back to 450 BC or AD, sorry. And so the native peoples have been here back and forth. The Shoshone Bannock people have been back and forth through this area for many years. They would winter in the Snake River, and they would summer in the Camas Prairie up above the Bennett Hills here. And so this would have been a place where they hung out and hunted.
All right, I'm going to stop it there just because we're running out of time. Suffice it to say, if you're ever on a flight with me, I won't make fun of you if you don't understand the regular history, right? You caught that, right? I'm not going to just make fun of you in front of some girl or guy that you're trying to impress. What I am trying to understand here is this idea that you have native peoples that are crossing over this area. So here in southern Idaho, what we're getting is the Shoshone Bannock and the Shoshone Paiute, who are wintering, mostly the Bannock, are wintering in the Camas Prairie. Sorry, summering in the Camas Prairie and wintering at the Snake River. Right? So they're still nomadic, and these petroglyphs that I was at are roughly 450 AD. Okay, so we're still seeing this back and forth. Now, there are some other petroglyphs up there that are dated to later. I don't know if you could tell by the picture there, but the people that are there are very angular, right? You could see that the arms are very angular, very straight. Just up above where these are at, there's a hunting blind that they would have used, and they're circular arms, which are closer to the Fremont Indians that are down, that we see down in Utah, that would have been older. Okay, we're talking probably 1200 BC. Okay, so we're getting this migration back and forth, and that's what's happening. When you domesticate crops, when you domesticate animals, you can now stay in place. They're not doing that here, right? They're not domesticating the animals the same way. And although they are domesticating crops, they're leaving those crops, or they're allowing, like here, they're eating camas bulbs, right? And so those are growing naturally, and they're going up and harvesting them and using them. Okay. Potatoes are another one that they're planting. They can leave, they come back, they harvest. It's different than what's going on in Asia, in Africa, okay, in Eurasia. That's different. Let's talk about this the last characteristic, which is the cultural characteristic. The cultural characteristic, what's coming out, we're starting to see pottery. This painting here is one of, it shows domesticated crops, which is fascinating, which you already heard that I use fascinating all the time. And trust me, I'm going to use it over and over because it's what I do. And you all are going to be like, holy cow, and not everything is fascinating, but it is to me. This is a cave painting, a Neolithic cave painting, and it shows domesticated crops. okay? But we're starting to see that. Now, here's why I think this is so important. And if I was asking you, why does this matter? Which is what I'm going to do on a test question. Why does this matter? What I'd want you to be able to explain is how it connects to today. And one of the ways that we can show this is actually that as their brains, as early humans' brains started to develop, and we start to get this refined cognitive ability, all of a sudden we can think internally. Okay. One of the things that we see on the frontier. Now, right, I told you on Monday, I'm an Americanist. That is my forte. I get to teach this class because I'm one of 2 historians on campus, but my U.S. history courses are way better. That you honestly all should take my U.S. history courses. They're way better than this one. But one of the things that we see on the frontier is that men and women are going out and they are marrying each other out of necessity. Right? We're seeing them marrying each other out of necessity. The female needs protection. The man needs somebody to clean his house. Perfect union, and you get married. Within 2 generations, though, you start to see men and women marry for love. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that refined cognitive ability. Once you can see that, oh my gosh, I have all of my needs met, what's the next thing? I need purpose. I need a child. You know, I just want to marry this man or woman because I like them. We don't see that early on. And that's what we're seeing here. And I'm not necessarily talking about marriage. What I am talking about is that once you are able to stop hunting and gathering, once you don't have to be nomadic, once you have your food right outside your door, now I can move into cultural significance, right? I can move into having culture that builds up around me. I can make pottery, I can make art, and my language, now I've got to find a way to write that down. And that's not going to happen for a little while, but we're going to talk about that next week. Okay? Those are the characteristics of civilization. And really where we're getting to in becoming human. These are human traits, this is what comes out of that. And in through the Neolithic era, this transition between Paleolithic and Neolithic are these three things, right? Culture, domestication of crops, and domestication of animals. Okay. What's the significance? Can somebody not even regurgitate? What do you believe the significance of these things are? And then I probably ought to let you go. Nobody? Some significance. Why do you think it's significant? How about that? Fletcher. It led to the founding of early human society. We're going to start to see next week the development of cities because of this, the development of government out of this, and the development of religion. Okay. Let me give you one last thing to look at this week. Please take a look at creation narratives. I talked about the Big Bang today. We talked about Mesopotamia and flooding. I watched a great documentary a couple of years ago about flooding of Mesopotamia, and this idea that if you are a Christian and you're adhering to the Bible, that we don't need a global flood. All you needed was one major flood in that area, in the Fertile Crescent, and that was your world, and you would believe that it was flooded. And we see over and over and over again these creation narratives where there was a flood, or where God came down and did X, or whatever it might be. Read the section on creation narratives, because a lot of them are different, but they all have similarities. And I think that's a great place to stop actually for today. Why don't you guys take off, take a look at the sections that I asked you to take a look at, and then come back on Monday. Your group is on Monday, I think, and we'll talk more about this in depth. All right. Have a great weekend. Kyle and Anna, you guys got questions? Okay.
No questions.
All right, perfect. Let me know if you do. You can email me, give me a call. those students on campus today, hey, we're having a welcome week or welcome back thing from 11 to 1 if you're interested in coming over. I am the advisor to Diversity Council. We'd love to have anybody who is interested in supporting diversity on campus. We meet on Tuesdays at 1, but you can come over and meet some of our exec team over there today between 11 and 1 north of the Taylor building. All right, I'm going to end this. Thanks, Kyle and Anna. Thanks for being here. And you guys can just hop on. My plan is to make sure that this is up and running every day. But you only have to be here on one day, right? Monday or Wednesday are the same lectures, and then Friday we'll do something different. Okay. So you're only required twice a week. All right. Take it easy.